what's up everyone? I'm giving you my all-time best niche fragrances in 2026. Some you actually may own, some you may not, so stay tuned. Welcome back to the channel everyone. My name is Scented Paradise and I have some amazing niche fragrances in front of me that are definitely worth wearing in 2026 to this day. Some are for the summer, spring, some is for this crazy weather that is going on right now. And it's like 15 below zero by me, and I'm under a winter storm warning. Got some crazy weather coming in over the weekend. Like Saturday into Sunday and Monday, we could expect 14 inches of snow where I live, so I am staying indoors. I'm not going out, so I figure I will talk about my most favorite niche fragrances that I like to wear and why I like them so much. Some are affordable, some are crazy expensive. However, a lot of these you could still find below retail. And I could definitely drop some websites in the description where you can find these amazing niche fragrances that have amazing quality. All right, starting with number one, which is a hard decision because I have so many in front of me. All right, I'm going with this one right here. Mancera, Fig Me Up. Green, coniferous, kind of like a cheer me up fragrance. There's some toffee, tobacco, you got fig leaves, green rhubarb, fig milk. What's funny is the way the geranium and fig milk kind of bump into each other. It almost creates this like refreshing tea note in the background. I find this to be quite refreshing. It's great for the spring, summer, and fall. However, I don't really recommend this for the winter time, but if you guys own it, you probably enjoy it. I really like this. It's very refreshing. It makes a great spring, summer, and fall fragrance, especially when it's, you know, kind of warm out, where it'll definitely shine, especially in the fall as well. Some of the heavier notes will definitely perform better when it's cooler out. Spring, far as summer, long as it's not too crazy warm, this one will do just fine. One of the key characteristics that I find unique about this one is the fig milk, the geranium. I also like the green rhubarb here in the opening, although it kind of quickly fades away. But other than that, it's a pretty darn good fragrance. And I think it came out in 2024. I paid full retail plus 10% off. I got it about $190. And I get roughly 8 hours on skin, which is pretty good. So there's a really great fragrance. I think some people slept on it. Some people do like it and enjoy it. Another one, and it is from Mason Francis Kurkdjian. And with my experience with this one, I find that it works really, really well when it's hot, sticky, and muggy out. The sun excels some of the notes here on the skin. It radiates. You got matcha, I want to say bergamot, and you got some like a green. It's kind of green. It's a nice green fragrance with some matcha, bergamot, citrus, almost aquatic, but not really aquatic fragrance, really. I want to say it has sweet pea in here, kind of herbal, slightly green, refreshing matcha tea fragrance, which is great for the, summer when it's extremely hot out. And I really like this one. Out of all the MFK fragrances I ever really smelled and got my nose on, this is my most favorite one out of them all. I like this more than Grand Soir. Don't get me wrong, Grand Soir is nice, but that's really, for special occasions. It's not something I'm going to reach for every day. But this, I'm probably going to end up going through this whole bottle. It just smells really, really refreshing. And who doesn't like a refreshing fragrance? It's so good. Is it expensive? Yeah. I mean, I think retail, you're looking at high 200s plus tax. But sometimes Max Aroma or some of these other online discounters, you could find this one going around $170, which is a steal. And I like this. And the bottle is cool looking, but the scent, it's very light. It wears light. It's very refreshing, and you won't expect much from it. I'd say generally, probably, I'm going to go, 5 to maybe 7 hours at best. I like this. It's really good. I think a lot of people slept on it because, oh, it's weak. What a waste of money. Not really. Like I said before, some of these fragrances that wear light, especially when they got citrus, sometimes the elements and the climate that you live in, and some of these fragrances that got tea notes or other notes, sometimes the heat can excel and radiate some of these fragrances where these notes can definitely, excel in the heat and last a little longer. But it all depends on your skin chemistry as well, your body's pH, and the environmental factors around you and your climate. That also plays an important part when it comes to wearing fragrance. But either way, not to get off topic, phenomenal fragrance. I love this one. Another great one we got that was new last year, Mancera Intense Instant Crush. I like this one more than the original. The original is got that cotton candy, like bubblegum sweetness, florals, a little too much for me. And I haven't really worn it, but ever since this came out, I've been gravitating towards this one. On my skin here, I pick up the leather throughout the entire fragrance. I feel like the overall sweetness here is toned down. It's not as strong. It's kind of mellow for me, which is great. However, it is kind of loud, but the longevity, overall performance is there. It's a great choice, and I'm happy they decided to drop in an intense version, because this is great for people who don't want something very sweet, syrupy almost, that is like BR540. I feel like this one strips away from the BR540 DNA and throws in some black leather, which tones down that overall sweetness. Great stuff. Great performance, great for the fall, great for the winter, especially with the weather that's going on right now. It's minus 15 below zero. This would definitely give me some comfort, and it has that warmth that'll definitely cut through the cold. So there's another great option in 2026. And I'm certain over time the price will get cheaper and eventually you could find these through discounters that is below retail. All right, another one. And if you're a fan of the Aventus DNA, Intense Cedrat Boise by Mansera. Now with this one, it's denser, it's loud, a little darker, a little more performance, and you got leather, and it does have more of a Aventus vibe to it. The only difference here compared to the original is more fruitier, floral, brighter. This one is a little more darker, denser, and you really get that leather here. It's a beautiful fragrance, still got that Aventus vibe going on. However, this one cuts through the cold, and I like this one for the winter time. It makes a nice year-round signature scent. If you're going to wear this in the spring, it's great for the cooler days. Summer, only for like cooler evenings. Other than that, great fragrance. Such a good one. Classic. All right, moving on. And if you like vanilla with a little bit of oud and some phenomenal performance, Vanilla Oud by Virtus. Phenomenal fragrance, great performance. Over time, what I learned about this one, as it starts to age, it actually gets better with performance. It gets a little stronger, and then it reaches its full potential. However, this is like a grown man vanilla fragrance, not for the faint of heart. You know, I'd say probably late 20s and up that are really into this kind of stuff. Other than that, it's a really nice vanilla fragrance. It's another great one I still recommend in 2026. Some other fragrance reviewers put me onto this, and since I got it, I've worn it a few times. I've worn it in the past. It's one of my favorite takes when it comes to a vanilla fragrance. As I mentioned, it's a little more mature. However, it gets the job done. And that's a great one to still recommend in 2026. Especially you want something that's vanillic, woody, and it's gonna perform good depending on your skin chemistry and climate and everything else. Beautiful stuff. All right. And for summer evenings, if you like something with a little that's booziness, rum, coconut, tobacco, and all that good stuff, Niche, Fan Your Flames. Beautiful fragrance. I found this at Olfactory LLC. This is a 1.7 ounce bottle. That's about 50 milliliters, I would say. I paid $80 for that, which is phenomenal. That is a good website to always check when it comes to niche quality fragrance, where you can find stuff super cheap. Kind of powdery, almost it's like a tropical summer fragrance with tobacco, rum, beautiful stuff. And I'm a fan of Niche. They do amazing stuff when it comes to niche, and I really enjoy this one. It's a beautiful summer evening scent. Definitely the summer. It makes a nice date night scent as well. Has decent performance, sillage, and longevity. It's another one I still recommend to this day. Beautiful stuff. Some of you guys may own it, some of you guys may not. That's okay. Get a decant, sample it, check it out if you're into this kind of DNA. And let's see here. And if you're into like something that's like a sun-kissed, sun-drenched island fragrance, like you're partying down in Miami, Florida, catching some sun, going surfing, Sun-Kissed Island by Zaharoff. Now, this was a limited run. It's no longer in stock. Once it was out, that's it. Beautiful stuff. Tequila Accord, Jungle Essence. You got some blonde woods, slight powdery, little bit of warmth, enough to cut through the cold. You got some, I think, coconut flesh, the tequila, some mint. You know, think of something like Creed, Virgin Island water, but totally different and way better performance. But along those lines, within that element, this is truly like Miami, Florida in a bottle. And it's a phenomenal fragrance. TLTG reviews and George Zaharoff. And out comes a masterpiece. I'm a fan of this one. And I recommend in 2026, if you guys own it, then you know what I'm talking about. This is like a masterpiece in a bottle. And if you like vetiver, that's earthy and woody with a little bit of sweetness. And the sillage is moderate to good, where it's quiet but still noticeable. Seraphim Kus by Zaharoff. It's got that Bushman candle wax. It's got that waxy texture. It's got, I think, black vanilla. It's got black musk. It's got vetiver. Really, really nice. A little bit of vanilla in here that I do detect that gives it some sweetness, which I think it's the vanilla from Iberry. So it's another great fragrance. Definitely worth checking out. I would recommend sampling. You can get a sample for like $7. And those samples do last. It's definitely worth checking out in 2026. I get about 8 hours in longevity, and it's my favorite take when it comes to vetiver. And this makes a nice daily wear fragrance as well. I find this one to be safe all year round, office friendly, formal events, all that good stuff. All right, moving on. Let's see, what else do we got here? If you like something a little more tropical, powdery, like you're down on a getaway trip, or you're on vacation and you want to head, you know, let's say Cancun, wherever you're gonna go, and you like coconut, peach, fruity notes with some longevity, Xerjoff Herba Pura, still my favorite. A lot of people hate it. A lot of people love it. There's always going to be mixed reviews. I love this. You got like what? Coconut, peach. I think there's passion fruit. I would say mango, fruity notes, some orange slices. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. This is like a tropical vacation in a bottle. So that's another one I still recommend in 2026. And it's one of my absolute favorites when it comes to a tropical fragrance. I love Herba Pura. And I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm just giving you my favorite niche fragrances that I enjoy. And if I could recommend it, yeah, I will recommend a few. And I still recommend this one in 2026. All right. And if you like peppermint and you want something a little more refreshing and it's a little more of a moderate performing fragrance, and you can find this pretty cheap, especially when these discounting sites have sales, Creed Royal Water. Refreshing, radiant, kind of herbaceous with the peppermint here, but it's really clean, simple, nice quality. You know, don't expect much from this one. You know, 4 to maybe 5.5, 6 hours if you're lucky. However, I still love this one. And out of all the Creeds that I do own, so far, this is my favorite one. Creed Royal Water. Let's see here. It's so good. And I'm a fan of peppermint, so I really, really like this stuff. Did I really need a bigger bottle? No. As you can see how much I have sitting back here, this will do me just fine. And I probably won't go through the whole bottle, but I'm certain during the summer, spring, I'm probably gonna have a half. I'll probably get down to here, and I'm good with that. So there's another great fragrance, and I paid about $150 for that. Another one here. If you like leather, woods, some passion fruit, a little bit of sweetness, some musk, this is another great one for the spring and cool summer days. Niche Saffron Colonies. It's got this nice spicy red saffron in here. Phenomenal stuff. I think I paid $70 for this. It's very affordable. Beautiful stuff. It's a complex scent, but it gets the job done. And if you love leather and you like passion fruit and saffron and some woods and patchouli, you could definitely get down with this. Great performance, great for the cool summer, cool spring days, summer evenings, even in the fall. Great stuff. And this is where things get a little expensive. And I don't own too many from Mind Games, but I own a couple. But the one that really stands out to me the most is Mind Games Ruy Lopez. You got black, dark cherry, dark plum, kind of boozy. It's a really, really nice fragrance. Great for the fall, winter, when it's cold out. Such a good one. Kind of earthy in there, boozy. And if you love dark, like a black plum, dark, juicy plum, cherry, then this is definitely for you. You can find this one on Olfactory LLC. Sometimes they do, once you add to the cart on their website, $100 off. And you can get this, you know, about high 200s, which is way better compared to all these other sites that are $300, $400, almost $500. So it's definitely worth looking at discounters when it comes to this house. But I like the bottle, and I play chess, so I like these caps. They're cool looking, and I love this fragrance. It's another one I still recommend in 2026. Ruy Lopez. I get maybe 8 hours in longevity on my skin, and I'm a fan of plum, cherry. This is my favorite one so far. Actually, I enjoy this one more over French Defense. Nothing against French Defense. I own it. beautiful stuff, but I like this more. It's a little darker. It's darker, bolder, mature, sophisticated, great stuff. And last but not least, if you like brightness and you like grapefruits, woods, some citrus, and you like tobacco, and some sophisticated, mature, great for the summertime, daily wear, and you're a fan of Roja Parfums, 1819 Burlington. One of my absolute favorites that I own by Roja. Roja Dove does amazing work, and I really love this one. That brightness, crisp in the opening. You know, you got citrus, grapefruit, you got mint in here, lime, woods, and you got tobacco. Great stuff. Phenomenal. And I would consider this one a masterpiece. So this is another one I still recommend in 2026. And last but not least, and this is probably the most slept on, highly underrated Bond No. 9 fragrance that I got, and I paid about $160 for it, and I get about 7.5 hours. We got Bond No. 9 Scent of Peace Natural. Semi-tropical fragrance with this tart raspberry note, kind of clean, simple, great for extreme high heat, great fragrance. I think a lot of people slept on this. It's phenomenal. If you just heard something fall in the background, I think somebody knocked something up off their nightstand. I apologize for that. However, great stuff. And sometimes it could be a pain in the butt to spray these bottles because of how they are. Nothing special how it sprays. The atomizer's kind of crappy. But it smells really nice. It's simple, clean, fresh, kind of aquatic with some tartness with raspberry. Really nice. I get it 7.5 hours on skin. I tend to reach for this one. As you can see, it's got a little bit of a dent. I tend to wear this when it's really, really hot, muggy out. And I think that's where it's going to perform the best. Other than that, I hope all you guys enjoyed my video. I gave you my all best niche fragrances for 2026. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to more of my seasonal picks. And most of all, if any of you guys own any of these, drop a comment, let me know, let me hear your feedback. Have a great day, everyone. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe out there, especially if you're under this winter storm warning that's coming across widespread across the U.S. Stay safe out there. God bless, and smell your best.